to tell Will Ospreay to calm it down, man. I'm getting a little envious. There can only be one ace here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're on a Wednesday night winning streak.
Oh, but JD, he's a Tony Khan shill, man.
I'm a shill for great television. You know what AEW's given us the last 3 weeks? Great television. Copeland, Christian, 3, I quit for the TNT title. Eddie Kingston versus Kazuchika Okada for the Continental title. And Mercedes Mone continues to tease her first feud, man. We got 3 hours of AEW tonight. Jesse's not happy because we're starting an hour later. Let's wake him up. Somebody get Jesse a Crown and Coke. Stat. I ain't drinking that shit, man. Give me some Jack Daniels, Gentleman Jack, on ice. Straight up. We'll go into the venue, and when I get there on this Wednesday night three-peat, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? See you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for March 20th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Wednesday evening. It's almost Thursday, man. Right here. No matter where you guys are, man, I appreciate you joining me on this Wednesday night, wherever you may be. Joined by my very good friend and co-host on Wednesday nights, the Chi-Town Smart. Jesse, are you awake over there, bro? What's going on, man?
Get to the show,
This
Bro.
guy, let me tell you something. TK, if you watch, man, if you get a whiff of what we got going on here, man. Jesse here, over here, this man is advocating for a 3-hour Dynamite every week, man. Every week.
Bro, I do not feel like a Wednesday night Raw, bro. No,
Come
thank
on,
you.
man. You don't want a 3-hour extravaganza on Wednesday night, huh?
When I heard about this, I just knew. I knew that you were going to say, oh, fuck that. We're not watching that 3rd hour. We're going to jump right into the review. Nope.
Listen, man, I appreciate the 400 extra viewers that I might get by not throwing myself into a live stream while AEW is producing live television.
Bro, you probably lost 1,000 viewers because people went to bed.
Listen, it is what it is.
It's Wednesday night, man.
It is what it is, man. They stay up with me on Monday. It doesn't fucking matter, man.
That's because they're programmed and trained to stay up on Monday nights.
I guess, whatever the case may be. Listen, there are other podcasts out there that are going to shriek their way to an hour-long live stream, man. If you guys want to go watch them, by all means, there's the door. But you're not going to get that here, man. What you're going to get here is the best in the business right here on Wednesday night. And Dynamite tonight, Jesse, all fun and games aside, you and I have talked about this. Revolution was incredible. The week after Revolution was great. Things got back on the right track. Week 2, we got big business. Mercedes Mone debuts, and everything is flowing beautifully. Will Ospreay, Mercedes, Okada, all on the show. 2 weeks produced great television. We come to week 3, man, and they are still making little subtle changes to the show. Everything is flowing creatively. Everything is making sense, at least on the Dynamite side of things tonight. And I want to say 3 is what I call a winning streak. And AEW, in my honest opinion, whether you want to get on board or not, whether you want to believe me or not, I genuinely feel that the last 3 weeks coming out of Revolution have been some of the best weeks that AEW have produced in all 5 years of AEW Dynamite. I thought tonight's show was another banger show. Next week is shaping up to be the same thing. And I said it, man, the pay-per-view Dynasty on April 21st, man, the short time in between shows is going to result in more substantial television. And that's exactly what we're getting tonight. I thought tonight's show was another banger.
Yeah, man. So 3 straight weeks of above average shows, really good shows.
Yeah.
And who are you kidding, man? Everything is right in the world. I mean, how's the flow? How's the ebb and flow over there on the E? How's everything in Stanford right now?
Outside the honestly, man, outside the Rock, it's pretty lukewarm, I would say. Everything I just feel is kind of thrown out of whack with him being there. I was not a big fan of Monday Night Raw at all. Some people are like, "Oh man, you're crazy. I thought Raw was a solid show." Really? Meanwhile, I got people telling me tonight was a bad show. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are watching, man. Really, and the world goes round and round.
It's WrestleMania season. Everything, probably feels at least a little elevated, and you know what I'm saying? Like this. The point is, this is a really good time to be a pro wrestling fan. Now, this time of the year, the over in the E, everything is. Even if it's in a valley, it's WrestleMania season, man. Everything is building to a big crescendo pretty soon, and AEW it feels like they're doing their best to not get lost in the WrestleMania shuffle in these few weeks. So, it's probably a really good idea for TK and AEW and whoever it is over there that 3 weeks ago said, "Bro, we gotta ramp this shit up. We're gonna get swallowed during the WrestleMania build, and we can't do that." So, AEW is entertaining right now, and for weeks we've been coming here and saying it's been less than entertaining. So, I'm happy about what we're getting right now.
Yeah, I'm very pleased, and kudos to Tony Khan and his crew over there for 3 straight weeks, loving what they're doing and the content that they're putting out right now. Super stoked for Dynasty. I think everything that's coming off this show, you could see where they're going into St. Louis on April 21st. Excellent stuff. I know that they made some more subtle production changes tonight, and I see a lot of people. I see the narrative online already.
Oh, well, they're copying WWE.
You know, it's not copying, guys. You know, Kevin Dunn was replaced by Lee Fitting. He's got Kevin Dunn's old role, and Lee Fitting came from a very sports-heavy background, and he's going to integrate some of that into the WWE product, which, honestly, if you've watched WWE television for as long as I have, and Jesse has, that needed to change because their ways were very antiquated. So it injected some new life into the show. Some subtle things that they've done have made all the better for Raw and SmackDown. Now, AEW, they consider themselves the alternative. And I love the fact that they're looking, and, you know, this might not be the case. This very well may be the case. They're looking at what WWE's doing, and they're like, you know, we're supposed to be the sports-orientated show. And AEW is looking at what WWE's doing, looking at what Lee Fitting is doing, and Mike Manzarri is taking some of that and taking some influence from what they're doing, and they're integrating into the show.
What are we talking about?
The way that they started the show tonight. You know, they show the performers arriving to the arena. I don't know if you watch WWE television. They have this very NFL-like presentation when they start their shows. They show everybody, Cody and Seth arriving to the arena at like 2 p.m. and they have cameras following them around, them walking into the venue.
WWE invented this?
No, WWE has just started integrating that to their television.
Oh, they just now did.
Yes.
They've been doing that.
No, they haven't.
Bro, how many times have we seen Roman Reigns pull up in a goddamn SUV?
Yeah, bro, it's that's Roman Reigns. I mean, they weren't doing it with fucking Bayley.
But they're doing it.
But they're doing it consistently. Will you let me make my fucking point, please? Really, AEW wasn't doing that, man. We usually just go right to the intro, right to the theme, and then Excalibur, you know what day it is.
Well, yeah. No. AEW wasn't doing that.
No, they weren't doing it. I like what I'm trying to tell you is I like that. I like that. It gives it a little bit more of an organic feel. They showed Okada showing up, and what the fuck was he driving? A Ferrari?
Ferrari.
He pulled up in a fucking red Ferrari, and he got out looking like the fucking Rainmaker. I like that, you know, and that is being, I would say, added to the AEW overall presentation. Renee Paquette, she was standing in the aisleway when Eddie Kingston's theme music was going off, giving you a little extra scoop about why this big title match was important and what Eddie Kingston is feeling going into this title match. I like that. That wasn't done on AEW television before. So little things like that, they're adding to the overall presentation of what they have going right now. And I like those things. I'd like to see Renee out there during a big championship match doing some sideline reporting. And what they did in the intro of the show before we get to the theme music and Excalibur. I like that stuff. So little subtle changes are making it feel a little bit more, I would say, grown up.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, I like the presentation. I'm just trying to figure out who is saying that, oh, they're copying WWE. I mean, it's WWE did not invent this style of programming.
We know that.
Granted, they use it a lot.
But AEW wasn't doing it until WWE started doing it.
Bro, I remember, I don't know. I don't feel like WWE just started doing it. I feel like they've been doing it for years. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. How many times we seen Stone Cold show up in a goddamn 4x4 and run over shit and everything else? You know, they've been doing it. It just didn't stick out as much. So when AEW starts doing it, like, look, they're copying. A pro wrestling show is doing things that other pro wrestling shows are doing. That's amazing. Copying? I don't get people. I just don't get people.
Well, that's what they do to add to the tribalism.
I don't understand it, you know? They have an announcer in the ring. WWE invented that. I'm like, what?
Oh my God, they got the women main eventing just like Raw.
Just like Raw, see? Trying to be like WWE. Or AEW sucks. It's not watchable. They do stuff that WWE does. Oh, now they're just trying to be like WWE. Okay.
It's every week.
Really?
But those are the things that I like about the show. Those are the little subtle things that they've continued to add, different camera angles. It's just everything right now just seems to be flowing. and I like what's going on. But we did get a different Dynamite tonight because we got a 1 hour live Rampage attached on top of it. So it was definitely a long night. 3 hours were very much conditioned for AEW standards for 2 hours on Wednesday, and that's it. But I thought they did a great job from flowing from Dynamite to Rampage. Rampage was a little bit more filler than Dynamite was. Dynamite wasn't really filler at all, but you guys get what I'm saying. Rampage is usually mostly filler. Outside that tag team match with the best friends, Will Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher, and then the ladies fucking killed it in the main event. I thought what they did was tremendous. And the AEW women are fucking crazy. They will take any risk and any bump, and they'll go out there and fucking kill themselves. I love that about some of those women over there. They killed it in the main event. 3 hours was a long night, Jesse. And I know Brandon Thurston put out a tweet tonight, and I sent you the tweet. You did not reply to it because I know you were probably rolling your fucking eyes in the back of your head. Brandon Thurston says, Rampage following Dynamite tonight can be seen as a test of whether Dynamite could be a 3 hour program. If a scheduler coldly had to choose between Rampage Friday at 10 p.m. or a third hour of Dynamite Wednesday at 10 p.m., the answer seems obvious. Tonight's rating will quantify that. I know how you feel about it, Jesse, and all joking aside, would you like to see weekly a 3 hour Dynamite if they opted to get rid of Rampage?
No.
Please explain why.
Because nobody wants to sit through 3 hours of one pro wrestling show, man. For all the same reasons, nobody wanted Raw to be 3 hours. I can't believe we're actually having this. Who would be in favor of a 3 hour Dynamite and why?
You'd be surprised with the question that I put out on social media, how many people said that they would be in favor of that.
Yeah, all of the WWE fans who hate AEW said yes, so they can go to 3 hours and fucking run everybody dry. Nobody wants that shit, man.
I don't think it's a good idea.
No,
I'm with you there. I don't think it's a good idea. I've been fucking tortured for how long they've been doing this shit for 3 hours on Monday. How long has it been? 14 years?
14. I thought
Something
it was
like that.
20 years.
I don't even know. It's been so fucking long. 3 hours on Monday night. It drags the show down. That's not the answer to AEW's problems, guys. It's not the answer. I don't give a shit if you guys think it's a viable option. I don't care if you think it's something that they should experiment with this summer. It's not the way that we need AEW to go. The realistic option here is, and the only reason why people are saying that is because of the oversized roster that they have employed right now, because everybody obviously is not going to get TV time. Yeah. Rampage largely is a waste of 1 hour. Nothing happens over there. I don't give a fuck if you watch it weekly. Oh, JT, you're missing out on great storytelling. No, I'm not missing out on shit. Give me a fucking break. Jesse watches it every week. He would tell me if something was important over there. Nothing matters on Rampage. Zero. Collision is basically a mix of Dynamite and Rampage. You get some things that actually make sense and some things that do matter, and then the other half of the show doesn't fucking matter at all. It's basically AEW Dark mixed with Rampage. The answer to this problem is Collision needs to move off Saturday night. Collision and Dynamite need their own separate rosters. You don't want to go and follow WWE by creating a 3 hour show for your A show. What you want to follow WWE and do, because AEW's roster is fucking 75% more than WWE's, is split the rosters. Dynamite gets their own roster, so everybody gets ample television time. Collision gets their own roster. Everybody gets ample television time. And I know who I'm getting on Dynamite, and I know who I'm getting on Collision, and I'll be more amped to tune in on a Saturday night when I know who the fuck is on the show and who I'm going to be getting on TV. That's the answer. Adding another hour and then 2 hours of Collision, no, that's not the way to go. Get rid of Rampage, split the rosters. Collision and Rampage right now are fucking neck and neck with who gives a fuck. Dynamite and Collision, maybe on back-to-back nights, if that would be in an ideal dream world, on Wednesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, whichever way you want to go about it. That's the answer, not 3 hours of Dynamite. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Thursday's a pretty open night. But I see the travel logistics being an issue. If you're trying to put on live shows in two different cities in back-to-back nights, I mean, that would leave you to stay. I mean, it'd be more convenient to stay in that city for two 2 consecutive nights. And then you got to worry about burning that city out, when you go to the sell tickets. So that's a tough one, man. But they need to figure out something, because you're right. Rampage is a waste on Fridays, and Collision is trending towards that way rather than towards Dynamite right now.
Yeah.
So they need to figure out something programming wise. And if getting rid of Friday helps anything, they should start right there.
Absolutely. So it was a topic of discussion between a few people online tonight. We're not going to get into it because it's not really a thing. Tonight was just, a preemption issue for AEW television. So they gave us a 1-hour live Rampage, which I, even though I don't watch Rampage, is the best Rampage when it's live and not taped. But overall, we got a great AEW television taping tonight, and a lot happened that Jesse and I are going to get into in just a second. Like we usually do, Jesse, I'm going to get into the whole spiel in just a second. I want to start off with you and your biggest takeaway from tonight's Dynamite over the span of the 2 hours. What was the biggest takeaway for you tonight with Dynamite in Toronto?
Christian Cage and Adam Copeland.
Television main event that was pay-per-view worthy.
That was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
It was the right environment. It was I don't know. I think it was probably venturing towards more of the lines of overbooked. Not to say that it didn't need some of the shenanigans. I think it did. But even that being said, I think it just probably went a little too far with the shenanigans in the match. But that being said, though, forget all that. It was still, a fantastic fucking match, man. And it seems like they can kind of put a bow on the start, and this is just the start of this Copeland and Christian Cage feud.
Yeah, I thought what they did tonight was very, very good, and I know a lot of people were like, "Well, didn't Edge retire or leave WWE in Toronto and say he wrestled his last match in Toronto?" Clearly not. He wrestled his last match for WWE in Toronto. It wasn't overall in Toronto, but. Copeland and Christian, this is match number 3. They've had a long, storied feud here in AEW so far, ever since Copeland made his debut with the company at Wrestle Dream last October. And I thought what they did tonight, though overbooked towards the end, it does play into the bigger story, which is going to be the next chapter of this feud. Now, Christian, he's been sitting atop as the TNT champion with his patriarchy around him. And what was one of the first things that Copeland told Christian in a backstage promo with Renee? I remember like it was yesterday. He doesn't know it yet, but everything around him and everyone around him will end up leaving him because of him. And that's where we're headed now. What do you think Christian's going to come out and blame for this entire situation? He's going to blame everybody else around him. He's going to blame everybody else around him. They're not going to really appreciate that because they did everything in their power to save that championship for him. And that's the next chapter of this storyline. So, yeah, you guys may think it's overbooked, but it actually plays into the next chapter of what Christian and Copeland are going to tell here. And I'm going to be more interested in that now, being that this chapter is now closed, because, is Christian going to realize that what Copeland, his best friend, was saying was the right thing? Was he correct? Did he have his best interest at heart? Did he have to teach his best friend, Copeland, to Christian some tough love and beat some fucking sense into him? That's going to be an interesting aspect here. Yeah, I see how you guys feel like it's overbooked, but I thought what they did in that match, it was like a little mini homage to everything that they've kind of put themselves through. It was an I Quit match. There was ladders involved. We got a little bit of that. We got a memorable quote-unquote hockey fight where they were fighting in the fucking penalty box. They Copeland ripped 2 jerseys off of 2 fans in the venue. One a Boston Bruins jersey and one a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey, and they were literally having a hockey fight in the match. I thought that was fantastic stuff. So if everybody's saying, oh, Copeland isn't a draw and this and that and all this other fucking garbage that you're spewing, Copeland is still operating at a fucking elite level. He's still fucking great. He's not there to be a draw. He's not there to fucking, whatever you guys are saying. Like, he's there because he wants to be there. Yeah, he's getting paid, but this is what he's here for. He's here for Christian. He's here because he wants to end his career alongside his best friend and then right off into the sunset. You can't put a price on that, and the work that they're doing right now is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that people with takes like that is part of the reason why I've chosen to stay away from Twitter for the most part, man. Because it's just people just look for things to take really, really ridiculous takes on, just to strike up an argument and just to show the tribalism. Like what's the point?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find somebody and disagree with them and argue with them and then call them names and everything else. Then call them a virgin. Because why? How about you just sit and watch the show or don't?
Oh, Copeland went to the minor leagues, man.
All right, that's great.
All right, well, you stayed at home, So what? You're still watching. And if you're not watching, then how do you know that it's not good? So which one is it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're still watching.
I enjoyed what they did tonight. I think what is next is going to be even better because of how everything is going to transpire with Christian. We're going to get into what happened in that match a little bit later. That was indeed the main event of AEW Dynamite tonight. We got a new champion in Okada. He is now the AEW Continental Champion. And this is his third match after signing a major contract with AEW. I think everybody pretty much realized that he was not going to lose this match. Eddie Kingston did a fine job with that Continental title. I thought the tournament was fantastic. Some of the best AEW TV we got all last year. But it was time for Okada to take that Continental Championship from him and basically build it the way he knows how to build a championship. Now, the one thing that I think we all were surprised by is that AEW did not really live up to what they're doing with the Triple Crown. They didn't really give us any answers to what was going on with this Triple Crown. What exactly is a Triple Crown? How is it going to be defended? So it looks like the Continental Championship is basically its own title. And Eddie Kingston, no matter what's going on with the other championships, he was carrying all three around and claiming it was a Triple Crown. So now we got one championship, Jesse, that's on Okada. It's going to be its own championship. The Ring of Honor title is going to be separated. And then whatever other title he's got, the All Japan something title, whatever the fuck else he's
What
holding.
happened to them? Where are they?
I don't know. But I know he's defending the Ring of Honor championship at the WrestleMania show, WrestleMania weekend, against Mark Briscoe. That's signed, sealed, and delivered. So it's Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe for the Ring of Honor title. So they did away with whatever their ruling was. They didn't even give us a clear direction as to what was going on with the titles. But it looks like the Continental title is its own title, which is the way it should have been because everything was so fucking convoluted.
Very.
So we got that, which I love that. Okada's got a new opponent lined up already in Pac. He will be challenging Okada at the pay-per-view. Pac was looking for trouble, he said on Collision. Tony Khan doesn't give him something. He's going to go find trouble himself, and he found Okada. So I think that's going to be a banger match. Then we got Mercedes. She's on the show tonight. She gave another speech in front of the live audience to open the show, teasing on her first feud in AEW. And then we got Will Ospreay. He had some choice words for Bryan Danielson ahead of their match at the pay-per-view. And we got some ladies action. Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo against Toni Storm and Mariah May. And Thunder Rosa pinned Toni Storm tonight. So you see where they're going with that women's championship title and the direction going into Dynasty. So it looks like Thunder Rosa is the next challenger for the AEW women's title.
Probably. I think she still needs a heel turn, man.
Looks like Deonna may be going heel. I don't know.
Like she got a reason to. I don't. They do seem to have a lot of unnecessary baby face in the women. I mean, which is fine because it's easy to turn a couple heel. I think Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander are two prime candidates, man.
Yeah,
prime.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get a stat turn or maybe Willow turns. I don't know, but I'm invested. I'm interested in where they're going with this. So they got something cooking there with the ladies outside the women's championship. We're gonna get into all that stuff right here on the AEW Dynamite post, right here on Off the Script, guys. I want you to follow us on social media. If you don't have social media, it's a great thing. Good for you.
Look
Stay off of it. But if you guys are on social media, follow us on X, at JD4MY206, at Chi-Town Smark, even though Jesse's not really on it. He does check it maybe once every week.
I'm on it right now. I got to read some tweets from a post I made earlier.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if Stokely's going to catch a whiff of this over here.
Yeah, I don't hope so.
What was Stokely thinking while Mercedes left him on red?
Well, I got some good ones.
It'll be crazy. So follow us on social. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go get your new merchandise, man. We got a new line on Bonfire.
Go Google it.
Go get your t-shirt, man. There's an AEW one and a WWE one. Go get it today. They are selling very well, so thank you guys for all the support there. I even heard Taz say, go Google it tonight on commentary.
Look at that.
Gimmick
infringement, bro.
Gimmick infringement, man. Maybe I should start using Yambag Jones on the podcast.
You can't use Jones, man. That's gimmick infringement, man. He owns the Jones.
Love Taz, man. Hook and Chris Jericho tonight. We'll talk about that, but make sure you guys go get your t-shirts. Hit that thumbs up. Got 535 likes tonight on the stream. Let's try for 1,000. Super chats are open. Get them on in. It's a great way to support us and what we're doing here on the podcast. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Manscaped. Manscaped.com. The spring is coming, guys. The warmer weather is coming. You should look your best, feel your best, smell your best. Go get yourself the Beard Hedger Pro Kit from Manscaped. The best razor I've ever used. Love it. Manscaped.com. Use that code SCRIPT20 at checkout for 20% off literally anything on their website, man. Go have a ball with that. 20% off and free shipping courtesy of Manscaped. Today, my friends over at Manscaped sponsoring the show right here on Off the Script. And go check out TNT episode 40 last night. Some great discussion with my guy Drew over on Tuesday Night Titans. Episode 40 now live on the channel. Let's get into Dynamite. We're going to start off with Mercedes Mone. She started the show off. She looks great. I still don't like the CEO part of her theme music. I think it's kind of cringy. That's just me. Shivani in the ring with Mercedes handed her a microphone. She told Toronto that she missed them and all of this as she's pointing to the ring. She said that all of this nearly got taken away from me. And it did. She said her ankle injury was a career-ending one, the doctors told her. Jesse, I want to stop there. I know you heard some of the discussion online about Mercedes and what she's potentially making and what Okada's making and all this other shit. Obviously, the stands on social media, we got Sasha stands arguing with Becky stands and Sasha stands arguing with fucking Charlotte stands about how much money these women are making. Why is Mercedes making more and all this other bullshit? What do you feel about these people, man, who are arguing about what Tony Khan is spending on bringing in the best professional wrestlers in the world to AEW, man? Why is this all of a sudden an issue now with everybody online, what everybody's making?
How about this? How about you tell me what you think? Because Britt Baker would like to know.
Britt Baker would like to know. What?
Oh, yes. You tweeted 6 hours ago. What is this report I'm seeing from Dave Meltzer saying women in AEW are upset that Mercedes is making more money than them and they aren't making 10% of what she's making? Can you clarify this? I hope this isn't the case. Britt Baker responded with, JD, don't start.
She replied to that
8 minutes ago.
I didn't say nothing. I just want a clarification.
She would like an explanation from you, I am sure.
I think it's fucking pathetic, honestly, that anybody's even talking about what anybody's making. I said this on TNT last night with Drew. Why are we asking what these people are making when Tony Khan legitimately is bringing in some of the best talent in the world for our entertainment? Now, I want to say this, because I didn't know this. This is new information here. I want to say this to everybody. I didn't believe the report. I didn't. Obviously, it came from a Facebook fan page. People over there on Facebook, man, I don't trust anything that floats around on Facebook. It's all trash. to get retention and clicks and all that other shit. But I didn't believe the report. So I'm glad that it's not true. And I'm not starting anything. I'm not. So thank you for the clarification, Britt. I think Mercedes coming in, and we've documented this is a great thing. My face is blue from talking about this so much. We talked about this last week as well. Almost 45 minutes of discussion between Jesse and myself about why Mercedes coming into AEW is going to be a great thing. Not only are the women going to be making more money, the division is going to be more focused upon. I mean, look at what we've seen this week already. This is not by happenstance, okay? This is not by coincidence. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, by the way, was main evented by Bayley versus Io, okay, on SmackDown, before we got whatever we got in the main event. And then we got on Raw, Becky and Nia. And then I believe we got Wednesday last week, it was Riho, and Willow. And then tonight, Jesse, we got Rampage. The last thing we saw on this 3-hour Dynamite was Statlander, Willow, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. I mean, the women main evented mostly every single show in the last week on national television. I mean, that's not by coincidence. I do feel that's Mercedes' influence. I really do. And this is a turning point for the entire division. I think you know that as well. I know it. Again, I don't really care about what anybody's making. I just want better television. And this is why I ranted alongside Drew last night on TNT. Why is this a concern to anybody? Mercedes making more money is going to get Britt more money. Mercedes getting more money is going to give Becky Lynch more money. Mercedes making more money is going to give fucking whoever else's contract is coming up more money, more TV time, more exposure. The division's going to be better and bigger than it ever was. So I'm glad that the report's not true, because I didn't believe it at first anyway.
Who said it's not true? She said not to start. You know, Britt.
But what are we starting? What are we starting, Jesse?
So, Britt, this is the report from Dave Meltzer, Britt. That is what it is. That is the report from Dave Meltzer. So, doesn't mean it's true. Of course not. It doesn't mean anything. But if you want to quiet the source, if you want to stop people from running with his story, you are telling the wrong ones not to start. That is Dave Meltzer that started it. I would hate to see you once again blame us for starting a rumor that someone else did. We would not want that, now would we?
We're not starting anything. We have weeks of receipts. We haven't said anything derogatory or negative about the women's division, and we were all highly excited about Mercedes coming in. So there's nothing that we're starting at all. I hope.
No,
I hope that Britt knows that. I hope that locker room knows that. We have been solely on their side fighting for better women's wrestling in AEW. And I hope that they all realize that.
Our thoughts on the women's division, the direction that it's currently going in, and what our high hopes are for it are well documented on everything we've done here over the last, I don't know how many weeks. I've said it over and over and over again that this needs to be the summer of the AEW women, and I'm looking forward to it. I think they're going to completely take us on a ridiculously fantastic ride this summer. You know, so I sincerely hope that, you know, they didn't close their eyes and ears to everything we've been saying over the last few weeks and then open them up, see one tweet, and then form an opinion. I hope that's not the case, but we shall see. But no, we didn't look, we just commented. Well, you just commented on what Meltzer said. Meltzer started that story, and apparently she commented on the original post saying it is a fake Facebook post and something about Triple H and everything else, but who knows? But nonetheless, that's a Meltzer thing, man. I don't care what they're making. Personally, I don't care. I don't give a shit. That does not affect me at all. I mean, well, let me take that back. I do care what they're making. I want them to be compensated fairly for what they do. So if they're not getting paid enough, then that is a concern of mine, because I don't want them to feel like they need to pack it up and go somewhere else to make more money. put their bodies on the line. They do a lot of fucking hard work, and they deserve to be compensated for it.
Absolutely. It's amazing. When George Steinbrenner was buying out every fucking free agent in the history of baseball, did anybody complain about how much money he was spending to make the Yankees a fucking dynasty?
Always. Yeah, people always complain about how
they
much
complain, because they were fucking jealous. That's why.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
People always complain about
When I had to run into that in 1996 and then 1999, I mean, fuck out of here, man. I hated that shit. But I get it. I get why they do it. What are you going to do? Stop them?
Yeah.
Tony Khan's got the money around to throw around, and, obviously he's got a reason for doing it. Who the fuck are you to tell him to stop spending his money, how much he should spend his money on, or who he should buy? Give me a break.
You're never going to make anybody happy. AEW sucks. The roster's too bloated. Oh, they need to hire more stars and build more stars. Oh, you should stop spending so much money on stars. This person's not a needle mover. You should do what you think is best for the company. And what they have done in 2024, mostly, since the end of February, has been on point. They are bringing in big name stars. They're bringing in stars that wrestling fans recognize. Are they nationwide superstars in the eyes of America? No. Do they have potential to be? Absolutely. So it is their job to try to make them bigger stars. And in the meantime, we've been getting fantastic wrestling shows. I can't complain about getting fantastic wrestling shows. We complain about the women not getting enough time. The women have gotten plenty of time, promo time, main event time. Mid-card time, other stories other than world titles. They are doing it finally. Now we're waiting for the pieces to come together. Now we need Mercedes in there to get her hands dirty. Now we need Britt Baker back. Now we need Jamie Hayter back. Now we need to get Deonna Purrazzo going. We need to get Serena Deeb involved to all these women. And the women are about to take it to a ridiculous new level. I'm starting to see what Mercedes is talking about. But I don't think it's just her, doing it all. Maybe it's her showing up that's getting management to give the women more attention, because I don't know what it is. I'm just speculating at this point, but I don't care, because they're getting it and they're knocking it out. The women did some fantastic fucking work tonight all
Jesse,
around.
How many times? And I got flamed online by fucking unintelligent fucking geeks. And I put this out on Twitter not too long ago. And I put it out a couple of months ago, and I think Britt acknowledged it because I put her name on the list of people when we all thought Mercedes was coming in. And if she was coming in, this is what the AEW women's division looks like. And she said, wow, I'm on the list. I feel honored. I'm like, well, everybody knows you're a star. And I said that directly to her via the tweet. And Jesse and I talked about not too long ago. With just some of the names that Jesse mentioned there, on top of everybody else that AEW has right now in that women's division, you look at the names in that division. I'm not talking about or comparing it to WWE, but my God, man, with the sheer number of talent that AEW has in that women's division right now, top names, women that have fucking absolutely breakout potential, they could very well have the best names up and down a women's roster in North America. And right now, WWE's got a great women's division. Don't get me wrong. They got Tiffany. They got Charlotte's over there, Rhea. They got Becky. They got Io. They got Asuka. They got Kairi. They got Bianca, Naomi. They got a great women's division. But WWE isn't lighting the women's division on fire either. Some of it is very lukewarm. Some of it is just trash television. None of it really is resonating. Nia has come along. They got a great division over there as well. And WWE gets stuck in this fucking state where they just continuously push the same people over and over again and are afraid to give anybody else the ball to create new stars. It's always the same 5 or 6 top women that you see revolving in and out, in and out, in and out. You rarely see anybody else get an opportunity. So AEW is not going to be that way. With Mercedes here, it's not going to be that way. Mercedes is going to give. That's why we love this division so much. But Jesse, top to bottom, this could be the best women's division in all of North America.
It is. They definitely have a better roster than the Knockouts in TNA right now, which was widely regarded as the best overall women's roster for quite a few years at this point.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely excited to see what the women do. The men have so many new toys to play with right now, and that's not even including MJF eventually coming back soon. AEW is really poised to do some really, really good stuff, man. There is nothing stopping them from doing whatever. I mean, they have the money, they have the talent, they have the TV, they have it all. They are WWE's worst nightmare because WWE hates another company having this much momentum.
Yeah.
It shouldn't bother them, but I'm sure it does.
You know, we're getting another women's pay-per-view in AEW.
Yeah.
We're getting it. And why do you think that is? Because Mercedes is here. Everything with her being here is going to benefit the AEW women's locker room in that division. And if Britt, I hope she doesn't have a problem with what Jesse and I said or what I said online. I didn't believe it. If you want somebody to go target Dave Scherer. I don't know where he works or who he is. PWInsider.com. Dave Scherer of PWInsider.com. This was his tweet. Look at what he said. He wasn't hiding anything. He took a screenshot of this report that I mentioned in my tweet, and he says, poor Mercedes didn't even get a week before the spoiled kitties called their uncle, spoiled kitty, not plural, called her uncle to complain and lie about how all of the women in AEW share the same belief about her that Britt, I mean, she does. He actually called out Britt, saying that Britt was the one who fucking told Uncle Dave this news. So we didn't do that. I just wanted to make sure this was a fake report because I think it's fucking bullshit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing is, man, these people, that report these things, sometimes they're complete made up garbage, and I'm aware of that. But sometimes it's because there are people who are picking up a phone and dropping secret DMs and leaking this stuff.
Yeah. There's
a reason why sometimes news break and then it comes to fruition. There's a reason. All right. Nobody made it up. Nobody guessed correctly. It's because someone who knows told them. Now, who was it? We don't fucking know. It could be anybody. Whoever it is, they tend to be pretty good at remaining anonymous. But that doesn't mean that if someone else repeats that story, that they're a bad person, that they're the problem. The problem is people speaking when they shouldn't speak. They should start looking in their own locker room before they start looking around and blaming others for stories that come out. Now, if it's complete misinformation, bullshit with no truth to it whatsoever, then yeah, those are probably the assholes who made it up, and it won't go anywhere. It'll fall short. But when people bring up stories and then a few weeks later they come to fruition, you probably shouldn't be getting mad at people who reported it. You should probably look at people who are talking too much backstage.
Britt's not even on TV. I don't even know why we're talking about Britt. She hasn't been on TV. She hasn't been on TV. Like, why would we even insinuate that she's a part of anything?
Because she's very fond of your tweets, bro.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. All I wanted was verification. That's all. That is what it is. You know?
If there is a story out there that came out, and if she would like to give us clarification on these things before we go public, that'd be great. But otherwise, we're just gonna report the report.
I didn't find the report anywhere, honestly. So I knew it was fake this afternoon. I just wanted verification from somebody, and I guess we got it.
You said Dave Meltzer reported.
Yeah.
So what do you mean you didn't find I'm seeing a report from Dave Meltzer saying.
Well, I seen the screenshot from the Facebook post.
Well, that's where you found the report.
Yes. But then I didn't find anything else. I didn't find anybody else reporting it. That's the thing.
Dave Meltzer.
Well,
Meltzer's a big enough name in the industry to take something that he reports and run with it as an official report. Yeah. You don't do that for every last single, bot account. Like, oh, this person is reporting this. No. But if SAP says something, if Meltzer says something, PW Insider says something, usually that's good enough to report their report. Not saying that is the truth. We're saying they're a big enough entity to say they are reporting this. So it could be true, but it also could still be false.
Well, we're running with it as non-news. It's not a real report. That's what we're going with. Until I hear otherwise, my mouth is shut. Because I know I got a big mouth, and if it is real, if there is a problem, you know I will unload. So I hope that nothing is happening and everybody is harmonious in that locker room. Tony Khan got a creative writer involved, a female creative writer, in Jennifer Pepperman, and he hired one of the biggest names of the modern era in the female spectrum of pro wrestling. I mean, if they're not trying, if you don't think they're trying, I don't know what to tell you, man. I feel bad for Tony Khan if he's getting any sort of blowback because he brought in these two names, and the women's division has been obviously better. So hopefully it stays that way. We want it to stay that way. So she said that she nearly had a career-ending injury in New Japan against Willow. She says she's happy to be in AEW now. She said a lot of people might not know who she is. She said she put together a video package to get a taste of Mone. So a video package. The one thing production-wise for this video package, and I felt like it was a problem all AEW Dynamite tonight, was the theme music was a lot louder than everything else. The commentary team, and during the entrance over the theme music, I couldn't really hear them. Renee narrated this video package with Mercedes. The music was fucking blaring. I couldn't really hear Renee over the Mercedes video package. Tone it down just a little bit. So I feel like that was one of the production mishaps tonight. Everything just felt so loud music-wise. She said a lot of people might know who she is. The video package was very well done. Back live, she said she was rocking and rolling and kicking butt all over the world, but then it got taken away from me. She had minor setbacks, and that made way for major comebacks. She said she is back, and as your CEO, she wants to make the mission very clear. She says she's not there to lead a women's evolution because she's done that before, but rather she's leading a global revolution. She said she wants to take on the best women from AEW and all over the globe. She said she has unfinished business with Willow, and anyone who messes with business will get bankrupt because that's a price you pay whenever you mess with Mercedes Mone. I like that. That was a great finishing line. Lights went out, and Julia Hart was out there in the aisleway. Behind Mercedes was Sky Blue. She charged at her from the other side. Mone gave her a backstabber. Julia entered Mercedes, kneed her, and set up her Mone maker. And Sky Blue intervened and yanked her out of Mone's grip. Julia and Blue picked up chairs at ringside. Willow's music played. She ran down, accompanied by Statlander. The lights went out again, and they came back on. Sky was with Julia. They disappeared. Willow held up a chair behind Mone. She was about to hit her, but Mercedes turned around. Willow dropped the chair, and Mone was upset and asked Willow if she was going to hit her. She left the ring looking very disappointed in what Willow did there in the open here. I like this. I thought this was good stuff. It sets up a feud. It sets up, us questioning, Jesse, is Willow going to turn? Is it really Statlander? What's going on there? Maybe Mercedes is going heel. We don't really know. Why would Mercedes want to befriend Willow? Maybe Mercedes turns on Willow. We don't know, man. A lot of good questions here. A lot of continuity. And this is what we've asked for, man. Week to week for the women. They're slowly building that, and I like it.
Yeah, so this is at least the second time that Mercedes has been in the ring with Julia Hart. That can't be good for Julia Hart. It's I don't see Mercedes coming in to not win a title at her first opportunity. And since she's been in the ring twice with Julia Hart, don't like that at all. Okada has been in the ring once with Eddie Kingston. Look how that turned out for him tonight.
You could see where the vision is, man. Tony Khan is going to. You don't think he hears the murmurs online about, he spent too much money, they're not getting a return on their investment, and blah blah blah. But Tony Khan is going to make all three of these people, Mercedes, Okada, and Will Ospreay, the focus of everything that they do. Okada won a championship. He's the Continental Champion. Before long, Mercedes is going to be the TBS champion. For all we know, Will Ospreay will be the world champion by the end of the year. All three of them at the same time will be world champions. That's exactly where the vision is.
I love these naysayers and these people. They move the goalposts like nothing else. First, the show sucks. Then they need to get more talent. Then they get more talent. Well, then they're not needle movers. All right. Well, now you're not gonna get a return on your investment. All right. So now you're gonna look at his over-unders. Now you're gonna judge his money. What the fuck, dude? Why do you? But look at the ratings. The ratings aren't showing this. We're gonna look at ratings. We're gonna look at finances. We're gonna look at everything. That just tells me that they're never gonna do anything right. So why bother pleasing those people? You just do what you feel is best for the company, because so far it's working out that way. Because when you start getting the ratings, people are going to complain about your return on investment. All right. If you get your return on investment, people are going to complain that you're too much like WWE. I mean, I just get so tired of it. It's literally the reason why I stay off of social media. It's a fucking cesspool.
It really is. And we don't know why Tony's spending the amount of money that he is. He's got a reason for it, I'm sure. We don't really know what the reason. Yeah, he's rich, sure. He's a fucking multi-billionaire. Who gives a fuck what he does with his money? But the reason why he's spending money is because they're in the midst of their biggest year ever. Number one. Number two, they're looking for a TV rights deal from Warner Brothers Discovery, which, you know, obviously when he presents this roster and the television that he's producing lately to Warner Brothers in their meetings after they finalize the NBA deal, which is the reason why he hasn't really sat down with them yet, not because they're not interested. They want to nail down the NBA and then start talking business. When Tony sits down with them, he's going to be like, look at what I've got here. You know, this is the greatest pro wrestling roster ever assembled. He's going to get proper payday for that. Plus, he's got international stars in the UK from Will Ospreay. He's got a worldwide star in Mercedes. He's got a Japanese superstar, the face, the John Cena of professional wrestling in Japan, Kazuchika Okada. On top of everything else that he's doing here, he's got Swerve Strickland on the fucking ascent that he's on to become the first black African-American AEW world champion in company history. The fuck do you want from him? What do you want from the man? Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's accumulated. You don't think he's going to get a proper payday? Look at their pay-per-view numbers. You don't think those pay-per-view numbers are solid in today's market where everything is streaming and them still getting 180, 190,000 buys on pay-per-view at $50 a pop? Come on, man.
They don't care.
None of that is raised up, though. None of that is brought to the discussion.
It would be brought up if those numbers were inadequate. If they weren't selling enough pay-per-views, people would bring that up. See, they're not selling enough pay-per-views. Well, they are. So we're not going to mention that then. Look, ticket sales are low. Ticket sales are low. Last few weeks, ticket sales have been much better. Oh, well, we're not going to bring that up now. These people are only here to highlight the things that you might not be doing well at the current time. No one is perfect. I could sit here and take any promotion on the planet. Give me 5 minutes to look into them, and I'll find everything that they're not doing perfectly. Try to prove a point that the whole company sucks. That makes no sense, man. That makes no sense. You can find the absolute best entity of anything ever, and you can find the bad in it and try to make it look like it's an actual bad product, and it's not.
Britt tweeted out, I was just tweeting her. I was only looking for clarification. I wasn't blaming anyone, and I believed it was fake moments after I posted. I mean, it's not a real report. She retweeted something. She retweeted a Triple H fan account on here. I just retweeted it myself. She used some JD-esque language here. Triple H's thoughts at Triple HHH Paul L is the account. Britt Baker calling Meltzer the minute the ink dried on Mercedes contract, laughing emoji. Britt quote tweeted it with this: "This is a fake Facebook post, you dumb fuck. Excuse my language, trips. You can all post your apologies in the comments below."
She didn't say it wasn't true. I'm just pointing that out. I'm just saying.
Don't start, man. Don't
start. I'm just saying. It might be a fake account, but a broken clock is right twice a day. All right. All she had to say is that it wasn't true.
I don't listen.
Pointing that out.
I'm live on the air telling her I don't know what I'm apologizing for, but I'm sorry if I caused any riffraff there. I just wanted some clarification. I put Dave Meltzer in the fucking tweet. I don't want Britt upset at me.
Fucking simp. I'm not scared of you, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Listen, man, we've been down that road already. I don't want to go down that road again. Okay?
I see you at another airport, I will ask what other picture. Yes, I would.
No, I'm not. I'll be like, nice to meet you. Good luck. I'll see you at the show, whatever. So yeah, it's a fake account. Don't worry. It's a bullshit report. I think Mercedes' presentation has been great. They're treating her like a star. We got some highlights of Mandalorian in there, something that Vince didn't do. You know, didn't want to highlight her outside activities.
So mad.
It is what
it
is.
So mad about that.
It is what it is. She's going to be a great game changer for AEW. Marvez, he was backstage. He attempted to interview Okada. Okada and the Young Bucks arrived. Nicholas Jackson insisted Marvez interview Okada in his native tongue. Matthew Jackson bragged about his streak of days doing Duolingo. I didn't even know what this app was. Apparently, he was on a streak of 160 plus days. I mean, he's trying to learn Japanese. Matt said Okada rises to the occasion. Sounds like he's on some Blue Chew, bro.
Oh, come on.
BlueChew.com, code JD.
What the?
Free sample. Okada uses the code. Nick noted that he can't be ringside for Okada's match. Matt says they'll be behind the curtain with headsets on and they'll have his back. Okada then addressed Kingston in Japanese and then said in English he's coming for Eddie's title. Matt told Marvez to study up on Japanese so we can understand what Okada said by next week. I love these vignettes. I love these vignettes and these promos. I think these three-man entertaining as fuck right here. I love it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go kick rocks. Eddie Kingston, Okada, AEW Continental Championship match. This one went 16 minutes. I mean, sometimes there are predictable matches that are bad. Sometimes there are predictable matches that are good. Predictable here, I would say, was a good thing because I think Okada and the long-term plan for Okada is going to be a great one, and him winning the championship is only going to add to that. Okada wins the Continental Championship from Eddie Kingston. It looks like Eddie Kingston is going to be dropping those championships one by one. He's done very well with them, but it's time to move on. And Okada being the Continental Champion certainly opens up him wrestling elsewhere as well, on top of being in AEW. What'd you think of the match here, Jesse? I thought they worked very well together.
Yeah. Okada pulled up in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
488 GTB. Retail about $500,000, bro.
That's quite the rental, bro. Quite the rental.
How's that dark horse working out for you?
Dark horse ran me about 102.
Oh well, that's not 500. You get a piece of shit, bro.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real. It's right underneath me in the fucking garage.
Piece of crap, bro. How can you ride around in that lemon? Oh my God.
What are you talking about? Bro, that was quite the rental Okada got, man. I wonder where he got that one from.
Hey, whoa. You think the $14 million man needs to rent a fucking car, bro?
How much is it? 500,000?
500,000. They probably bought, that was probably a signing bonus.
Okada went to the dealership, all cash. There you go, man. Just fucking give me don't even give me the paperwork, man. Here's your money. Just get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. So here's what I think of. I see people talking about how Eddie Kingston's buried and all this other shit. This is all bullshit, man, because Eddie Kingston came in to his build before he got his titles. He was stagnant. He was doing nothing. He was just there. He was a favorite of the people. He's the working man's champion. And I think this tournament served him well playing into that gimmick. The Bucks put him over, the BCC put him over. Everybody made him look strong, like a brawler out there. He got a little different ring gear out there tonight. Eddie has become a lot more legitimized right now. So going forward, getting into a match with Eddie Kingston is not a foregone conclusion that you're going to win. Eddie Kingston is a former champion. Eddie Kingston he's a star in the company. All right. So there's nothing wrong with paying that forward and giving that momentum to the guy you just paid $14 fucking million for, bro. Eddie Kingston is doing business. This is what he's supposed to do. He got built up. He got a better name for himself going forward. I'm pretty sure he'll see a nice little pay bump on next time his contract comes up. And he put over Kazuchika Okada. He's not buried. Eddie Kingston's
there were people that said Eddie was buried after losing his title.
Oh my God, man. People are.
Eddie's bulletproof.
Eddie's doing just fucking fine, bro.
This guy's gonna come out next week and fucking everybody's gonna go crazy when his theme music drops. This is what they usually do. Who gives a shit?
Eddie is the blue collar worker, boy. He's always gonna be a fan favorite, man. Okada needs a title. They're gonna put him over as a main eventer. Let him start with the title that he has right now. Like you said, he mentioned this last week. That'd be a great title for him to take back to New Japan and carry it over his shoulder as as an AEW title and defend it over in New Japan.
Yeah,
I can see Okada in the G1 carrying that fucking title on his fucking shoulder, man. I mean, they invested a lot and they're gonna give him a lot, but they're gonna give it to him in small doses and in a stretched out amount of time. You don't need to give him everything at once. I think this is a good start for Okada. Beating Eddie Kingston is a big deal because he was just put over big time in this tournament and everything else. I like this outcome. It makes the most sense, and Eddie is absolutely fine.
absolutely. I don't find him losing to Okada. I mean, he lost to Okada.
Yeah.
You fucking geeks. Holy shit. I thought this was a very good match. I thought opening with this match was the right thing to do. During the break, Okada got in some offense against Kingston. Back from the break, Kingston eventually made a comeback with a German suplex and a sliding elbow. Okada came back with his high-standing dropkick, which is always a thing of beauty. Kingston surprised Okada with a spinning back fist, and both were slow to get back up and on the offense. He did eventually, did Eddie Kingston, go for a cover on Okada and get a 2 count. They stood up and they were going at each other. Kingston elbowed out of a suplex attempt. Okada went for a rainmaker. Okada blocked it. Or Eddie rather blocked it. Both guys went down. Kingston lowered his straps. He sets up a suplex. Okada grabbed the referee, block it, and then gouged Kingston's eyes. So obviously he's with the EVPs. They could do whatever they want. Kingston landed a low enziguri to the shoulder. Okada ducked a spinning elbow and then drove Kingston into the mat with the tilt-a-whirl slam. He followed with a rainmaker for the 1, 2, 3. And that was it for Kazuchika Okada. Taz said history is made here. The Bucks were shown backstage sitting next to Tony Khan in the gorilla position with the headsets on, and they were celebrating backstage as Tony Khan was just acknowledging them. Yeah, Okada won. Okada won the championship. And now he's the Continental Champion. As we documented when they first introduced Okada with the Young Bucks, this set up not only this title match, but now we are looking, and I don't know when he's getting back, but hopefully he's starting on that road to recovery. Omega. I'm aiming for Okada Omega all in for the Continental Championship. That's the long-term vision here. But after the match was over, Jesse, Pac's music played. He paced around like a wild rabbit animal on the stage. And it looks like this will be Okada and Pac Continental title for Dynasty, man. I don't know how anybody's going to complain about that. That should be a fucking absolute banger.
It's going to be great, man. They're going to give us a little build, hopefully. Give us a little story, hopefully. How far is Dynasty away? We got
about a month. Literally a month, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got plenty of time for that one, man. That's going to be a barn burner. We still get the tag team tournament coming up. That should be well, that's already started, actually. That should be big news as we get deeper into that tournament. What the outcome of that should be. I expect the Bucks to at least go pretty far in it, and if not, flat out win it, and have them carrying all kinds of gold to give them even more heat right now. I'm liking it, man. I'm liking what the EVPs are doing right now.
Yeah. No matter what you think of the Young Bucks, I think what they're doing right now is some of the best television that AEW, or some of the best parts of AEW television right now are the Young Bucks and Okada. I think the presentation's been absolutely fantastic. And the long-term vision, we see it, and I love it. Mm-hmm. Renee interviewed Swerve and Prince Nana backstage. She asked what his intentions were with that chain, because he was wearing this big heavy chain around his neck after he went after Joe. Says his intention was always the same, win the AEW World Championship. He said Joe attempted to humiliate him in front of the world by choking him out, but he has a history of choking people out too. He says he's running and ducking. Says he's been inspired by Mike Tyson's training for his next fight against Jake Paul. So he's stepping into the ring and welcomes someone to come see him. Make sure you send the big man, though. Now, I have peeked at Mike Tyson's training videos on X that he's posted.
How's he looking?
Man, oh man, he's still fucking lightning quick for his age, man.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win that one, man. I'm a little...
What are you taking a picture of?
My dog.
Ah.
I show it to everybody. That's my foster puppy.
There you go.
There he is. Sleeping right next to me.
Yeah, man. Mike Tyson looks very quick, man.
That's gonna be an interesting fight, man.
It's gonna be rigged.
Oh my God! Here you go.
What?
Okay, who's gonna win then? You already know it's rigged. Who's gonna win?
Probably Jake Paul will win.
Wait. You said probably. Who's gonna win?
Jake Paul.
Okay, because how'd you get that? Would you know you can bet on these fights, right?
Yeah, only idiots bet on fucking rigged fights, man. Give me a break.
You know the winner. Bet.
I'm not betting shit, man.
Anyway, I think it's kind of interesting, man. Mike and his skill and all of that stuff. Get the age, man. Logan, for all he's worth, man, the guy got a little strength and he's got age on his side. I don't know who's gonna win that one. I don't know. Mike's experience and his fucking power could knock this motherfucker out quick. But Logan can run around and tire him out. I don't know, man. I'm kind of interested in that one.
So what are we looking at here, man? We're looking at Okada as the Continental Champion going into Dynasty against Pac. Got Swerve more than likely going into Dynasty against Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. Mercedes more than likely going into Dynasty against Julia Hart, right? Potentially.
Yeah, probably.
We could be looking at, aptly named Dynasty, man. We could be looking at Swerve walking out as the World Champion, Okada as the Continental Champion, Mercedes walking out as the TBS Champion. You talk about a Dynasty. Oh, my goodness.
Things are changing, bro.
There you go. Done by design, this pay-per-view name. Just like World's End was.
There you go.
They got a play on words. They love a play on words as AEW. Renee interviewed Statlander, Willow, and Stokely Hathaway backstage. Willow said she's all smiles and a ray of sunshine usually, but after tonight, she'll have been in more street fights than any other woman on the AEW roster. She said with a weapon in her hand, she's a completely different person. Statlander said this will be the end, and then all of a sudden Mercedes walks up to her. Statlander thanked her for having Willow's back last week. Mercedes said that's what a CEO does because a CEO stands up for what they believe in. She said she's excited to watch her street fight and added, payback is a bitch. Willow approached Mercedes, but Mercedes stopped her and said, I heard enough from you. And in the back, Stokely is like all giddy, smiling from ear to ear like he's just like a fucking kid in a candy store. He had his hand extended for a handshake, and Mercedes didn't even acknowledge his existence standing there. And he was left on quote-unquote red. You want to read some of these replies, Jesse, to the tweet that you put out? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Jesse put out a tweet. I don't know if I retweeted it or not. But
here's a screenshot of what I thought was.
Look at that smile, man. Oh, my goodness. The guy's in seventh heaven, man. Look at him.
He's looking at Mercedes like fresh meat, man. So I put out a tweet. Man. Said, looked like we just unlocked a new meme. Need to give it a caption, and the best ones I get read out loud. And I liked a couple of them. Let me go to my likes and go down and read those off real quick. We got the face of your affection. He says, would.
Would.
Yes, he would.
Yes, he would.
And then there's the picture to keep it up there. And we got another one that says, where do you buy your hair and can I smell it? That's from Jim. And let's see. Oh, this one was so wrong that I had to read it. Howdy NZ says Sammy was right.
One guy says, I bet she likes crunchy peanut butter. I will rub cocoa butter on her one day.
Oh, God, dude. What the fuck?
One guy was like, I'm trying to kick it tonight. Baby, tell me what that thang smell like. This is probably my favorite one. I got a Costco membership and the Red Lobster rewards points to go along with it. Wonder if she'll like that.
I'm never eating RVD's brownies again.
Evers on X says, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
It's so good, dude. That was a good one. That was a good one. We got to do that every week. I got to find another screenshot next week.
Thanks for the reply. I don't know if Stokely's going to make that a thing, but highly entertaining.
Love Stokely Hathaway, man. It's fucking great.
Hook, he went one-on-one with Lionheart, Chris Jericho. Jericho is obviously in the position of putting over a younger talent now. And right now, he doesn't really seem to have a place outside that in this new AEW. Not to say that we don't appreciate Jericho's contributions, because we do. And without AEW, or without Jericho, rather, there would be no AEW. But Jericho right now seems to be kind of on the lower end of things. He doesn't seem to be a focus right now. He's working with Hook, which is a great deal. And I want to make a little assumption here. I know everybody's very high on Hook. Everybody's asking for more Hook. And after that Samoa Joe match, I'm glad that they've started to maybe integrate him a little bit more onto television, as we've seen. But, you know, someone like Hook on this roster, it's easy for Hook to get lost in the shuffle. And with everybody on this roster right now, a lot of people are probably thinking, you know, not about Hook. So before you guys go out there and start calling Jericho unwanted and unneeded and calling him old and useless and we don't need him on television, get him off, and talk about the Jericho Vortex, where would Hook be if Jericho wasn't working with him on television right now? Probably not on television. So think of it in another way. Jericho is opting to work with Hook, get him some more experience, get him a big win over a former AEW World Champion. Don't know where it's leading to, right? Maybe we see something bigger come out of this that's furthering Hook even more so up the roster. Like I said, Jesse, without Chris Jericho right now working with Hook, he's probably not on television.
Well, I don't know about that. They just would have, he'd be in the midst of something else right now.
Where, on Dark?
No, he could have been doing anything, man. I mean, this, the way it lays out right now, if you take him out of what he's doing, we don't know what he would be in, because right now he's in this with Jericho. I mean, it could be anything else. He could be implemented in the... We don't know what he'd be doing. I wouldn't have Hook off of TV. I do appreciate the way that they've built Hook up from the beginning and how they've kept him low. I think the thing with Joe was a little too quick. You know, I mean, it's great. Look, it's great from to be in the ring with the world champion and all, but I think that's a moment that could have been saved for later. But look, at that point, I'm splitting hairs, and you know, I can understand that. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think Hook's in a good place. Like I said, what would I be doing with him? I would like to see him in something with, like, I want to see him in something with Nick Wayne. I want to see those two young guys go at it now, because it's potentially something that could be for a major title down the road. You know, I would love to see that matchup.
Well, this match wasn't bad. You know, a lot of suplexes here, obviously playing off the obviously father-son dynamic, and Hook, you know, kind of being molded into the second coming of the human suplex machine that his father was known for. So we go to commercial break. After the commercial break, Hook was on offense. Jericho made a comeback, kicked Hook in the face. We got Hook giving Jericho an overhead suplex, followed by a running clothesline. Jericho fired back with a boot to the face. Lion salt. He was slow to make the cover on the lion salt, but he did. He got a 2 count. Jericho threw Hook, who was charging, over his head. And I don't know if that was a botch or if it was intended to be that way, but it was just him throwing Hook in the air and Hook landing right on his face. I don't know if it was supposed to be an overhead toss of some sort. So he threw him, and Jericho mounted Hook in the corner, started to punch away at him. Hook blocked it, set up the red rum from the second rope. Jericho stepped to the mat and walked to the middle of the ring. He dropped to his knees, then rolled to his back. Jericho broke the hold. He sets up the walls of Jericho. Hook turned it into a small package out of nowhere for the fluky 1, 2, 3. Hook beats the former AEW World Champion in Chris Jericho. Hook looked down at Jericho with respect. Taz said that was the biggest victory of Hook's career. And Jericho stood and offered a fist bump, and Hook accepted it. So that was the end of that. Jericho, later on in a backstage catch-up interview with Renee, says that he respects Hook. Hook is going to be a former AEW World Champion someday. Coming from the former AEW World Champion himself, that's a big deal. And he says he has a business proposition for Hook next week on Dynamite. So I'm wondering what that's going to be. Are they going to form a tag team? Are they going to start a new group? I don't know what this business proposition would be. Any logical guesses on your end, Jesse?
I'm hoping that Jericho is going to offer to become his manager and a sense of essentially his manager.
Okay.
I'm just giving you what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping this gives Jericho something to do on TV without having to be involved in a match right now, and he can help keep Hook relevant. He can give Hook the street cred when it comes to getting bigger matches in the company and things like that, if he has Jericho advocating for him, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It could eventually lead to a turn with not Jericho turning on him for a match, but maybe Jericho backing another young guy and then having Hook and Jericho's new young protege come up. There's things like that. I'm hoping it's for Jericho to be a mentor or a manager for Hook. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I think it could be too.
I would not mind that. I would not mind that at all. I think that would be a great role for Jericho and good for Hook. More Hook on television. Start getting behind their younger talent like Hook, and let's see what happens and what materializes with them. Good stuff.
Yeah, clearly, it seems to me that Hook needs a mouthpiece because the guy has been here as long as he has. I think he's uttered about 3 words total on the microphone, which is fine, but that just tells me they're clearly protecting him from a live mic. So maybe they're working on those mic skills as we go, but in the meantime, Jericho could be a fantastic mouthpiece for anyone.
Renee interviewed Jericho, like I said. We had that proposition, so hopefully we'll get that next week. Adam Cole, he was backstage in the same type of setting that he was last week when he was reading from the book of Bebe or whatever he was reading from. It was a very Victorian style chair that he was sitting in. I love this presentation of Adam Cole. This is exactly what the Undisputed Era Kingdom needs. I think this is great. More of this, Adam Cole.
It's like masterpiece theater.
Yeah. He mentioned Wardlow. He mentioned that Wardlow failed him. He says he should be the AEW World Champion, but instead he is right now looking for a new goal. He says his new job is to be sure Matt Taven and Mike Bennett hang on to the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles, and Roddy hangs on to the AEW International title, and then maybe we will forgive you. He says he wants what's best for Wardlow and for him to reach his full potential, so don't screw it up.
No, you missed it. He said right now, I should be World Heavyweight Wardlow should be World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice little Easter egg. They're still leaving that in there that Adam Cole expected Wardlow to just give him the title. So, my God, man.
Don't screw it up, though, he said. I think we're already well past that.
He got demoted while he lost that match to Joe the way he did. Now he just got demoted by Adam Cole by saying you're now just a bodyguard to, my God, man. Wardlow is probably on a fucking plane to Stamford, Connecticut right now.
Yeah.
Right now. What are they doing with this guy, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going with Wardlow, but clearly, it's not going to be with the Undisputed Era Kingdom. It's not going to be with that, man.
Wardlow and Ricky Starks are doing fucking carpool karaoke.
Peace out.
A road trip.
Peace out.
All the way. Stanford, bro.
They're probably talking about, man, I wonder if Triple H has that dinosaur head in his office.
Yeah, right, dude. They are gone. That is Cody's new stable right there. On the way.
I wonder if The Rock is going to be in Titan Tower. Just get him out of there. Come on.
They do not like Wardlow. I don't know why, but they can't commit to Wardlow, man. No. And it's a crying shame.
We'll see what happens. I don't know, but I love this Adam Cole presentation.
Yeah, I love it. Adam Cole's on TV, and for me, everything is right in the world, man. He's injured. That's great. Put him on TV. That's great. Love it. Will
Ospreay, he's out there smiling. He's looking like the ace of the company, like we all knew he should be. Taz said he had a conversation with Ospreay earlier in the day backstage, and he didn't understand the word that he said. Fans
Said
chanted,
bruv.
Bruv, yeah. Fans chanted Ospreay. A little bit more fan support for Will Ospreay week by week. I love it. So, Ospreay said last time he was in Canada, he was a little bit of a naughty boy, but he's changed. What did he mean by that? Well, if you guys remember at Forbidden Door, during his match with Kenny Omega, while they were in Toronto, he took the Canadian flag from a fan in the front row and started to wipe his ass with it. So, yes, he was a little bit of a naughty boy.
A naughty boy.
Everybody forgot about that tonight in Toronto. I guess, they swept that one under the rug. He says he's there for the betterment of AEW, and he would like to apologize for what he's done. He says he's there to give fans elite levels of pro wrestling, but in return, he'd like Canada to give him some of that maple syrup. He says he wanted to watch Danielson versus Katsuyori Shibata last weekend, and he studied it because it's pro wrestling. And he gave a chef's kiss because he thought it was a great wrestling match. So Danielson says he's grateful to step in the ring with him, but he's also claimed he can't walk a day in his shoes. He said when he went to Japan, the place you wanted to be a star, he saw that Danielson's shoes were too small for him. He talked about the titles he's won in Japan. He says he's happy to prove he can walk in Danielson's shoes. He addressed Shibata. He says he beat the piss out of him when he was 23, and now he's 30. He's got 2 pugs, 3 cats, a kid, and a missus, and a mortgage to pay, and a point to prove. He challenged Shibata to a match next week and told Danielson to sit at home and watch the Billy Goat and what he's all about. Now, I don't know, man. To me, right now, Will Ospreay can't do no wrong.
Nah, he can't.
This is exactly what I documented, what I said when we got that match with Takeshita. If you are not making this guy what Cody Rhodes is to WWE for your show, you're fucking up. This is the guy right here. This is the guy right here. What are we doing?
He's got it, man. He's got
whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but he's got it.
He's got it, man. He's man, they had Cody Rhodes. They had Cody Rhodes. They let him go. But now they have a new Cody Rhodes. Let's see what they want to do with him, man. I don't know. There's only room for one top babyface, though, man. And I keep saying that MJF is going to come back as a babyface. Now, how long does he stay babyface? I don't know, but they do need a mega babyface, and they don't have room for Ospreay and MJF in that spot.
No.
So
MJF is going to slide right back in when he gets back. His spot is secured. I'm not worried about that.
It is. Like I said, when he returns, he'll be a babyface, and as he should. But for how long? He can't stay the top babyface, and then Will Ospreay wants to also be the top babyface. Only one top babyface going for that world title, man. One of those two, they're gonna have to collide, and one of them gonna have to be heel at the end of it.
Yep.
I don't know. There's only one room for one, so it could be either one right now.
Toni Storm and Mariah May against Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa. I thought this was actually primed and ready for a Britt Baker return, but we did not get it. We got Thunder Rosa instead. Not that I'm complaining. I just thought Britt would probably fit better into this with her relationship with Deonna.
Too busy reading your tweets.
Too busy reading my tweets and blaming me for something that I didn't do.
Yep, see?
Rosa and Purrazzo win in about 8 minutes. This was pretty rushed, in my honest opinion. It didn't really get going at all. We went to a commercial break about 3 minutes in. Purrazzo got a hot tag. She went after Mariah May. She set up for the Fujiwara armbar, but Mariah blocked it. Does anybody really, really enjoy Mariah May in the old school Toni Storm outfit as much as I do? No?
I don't.
Why?
I thought it was funny and awesome when they...
Why are you black and white?
Because it's timeless time, man. What are you talking about? Timeless time. What the fuck you mean, man?
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was awesome when they brought her out. Not that they're gonna keep it as her
Tony
gimmick.
Khan liked my tweet on cue, man. Look at that, man. Good old TK, man. Man. 3 weeks in a row. That's what we call a winning streak. Everything mattered. Everything felt like it was needed. And it needed a place. New production updates. Hot crowd, great main event. AEW Dynamite has produced their best TV in the last 3 years, or the last 3 weeks in all 5 years of the show.
I don't even see that tweet.
There you go. One of the last things I posted. Man, look, Tony Khan like a lot of my tweets, man. Oh man, look at that, man. Listen, man. We may be back in the scrums.
It's because you're on the payroll, man.
I'm on the payroll, man.
It's because you're on the.
Listen, when a show's good, I like telling you it's good. When it's bad, I'm not afraid to tell you it's bad.
3 weeks in a row. Oh, there we go. Okay, there he is.
Oh yeah,
there you go, man.
Good old TK, man. Keep doing the thing, bro. Great shows.
They've been three weeks of great shows, man. That's
I mean, I'm not bullshit.
Whatever the formula is.
This is the highest I've been on AEW literally since fucking Punk arrived.
Yes, whatever the formula is right now.
Do not stop the formula.
Keep it going. Same formula. Change it up. Give us our little surprises here and there, but the overall structure, keep it up.
So we got Rosa tagging herself in here. Purrazzo took issue with this, so little story happening there. Purrazzo teamed with Thunder Rosa because she said something along the lines of, if you are an enemy of my enemy, is something along those lines. And she realized that she has a history with Thunder Rosa, and who knows how to go to war than the person that you've previously done war with. So that's why she's there with Thunder Rosa. Rosa gave May a Death Valley driver. Storm then gave May a snap German suplex, followed with a hip attack. Rosa caught her with a sudden jackknife cover for a 1-2-3. Purrazzo was a little upset that Rosa got the victory and she did not. Rosa pinned Toni. Purrazzo did not. She's looking for a championship match. She did not celebrate with Thunder Rosa even after they won the match. So it looks like Thunder Rosa, Jesse, may be getting the championship match at Dynasty. Got no problem with that. I'm just hoping that there is a story going into that match. We got 4 weeks to tell it. More than enough time. But right now, it just seems like Thunder Rosa just came out of nowhere and was integrated into this storyline. So hopefully they make sense of it.
A little bit, but that's fine. Because like I said, I don't think it was right that she gave up her title and then came back and then just start working matches like everything is perfectly fine by her. Like, I would be pissed off. I would like, I should not have to start at the fucking bottom. Now, of course, you're going to make her start at the bottom. But if I'm her, I'm pissed off. I should not have to start at the fucking bottom. No one beat me.
Yeah.
I deserve a title match right away. Make her start at the bottom. What does this do? It gives her reason to turn heel. There's nothing better than a heel that feels that they're 100% right in their beliefs. This gives her legitimate reason to go heel because she should be given a title match because she never lost her title to fucking begin with.
Yeah.
And I would take her, put her with the Renegade Twins, man, and have her a little heel stable, and I think she would kill it. She would absolutely kill it. But the fact that she's in the title picture right now, great. She deserves to be there. And it's only going to make things better. So,
and you said it yourself. She never lost the title. So she's got every reason to. And I'm surprised it took this long. Yep. But obviously she needed to get her feet wet again. Now she's back. She wants the title. She never lost. Deonna needs to move aside because that's the reality of the situation, even though she wants the title too. So it's like, we got something brewing there, man. I like what's going on there. Hopefully we are invested over the next 4 weeks. That's all I ask.
Absolutely.
Swerve. He came out and he had an open challenge. The Butcher was the open challenge. First time we've seen Butcher on TV. Yeah, good to see. It looks good. Good to see Butcher on television. He tapped out in 3 minutes, though. That was obviously the way it was going to end up, no matter who came out. Swerve addressed Joe after the match was over. He said before he met him, he had nothing but the utmost respect for him. He says as he's got to know him, he moved on from indifference to not liking him. He says he's gotten him close to hating him now. He says he thinks a lot about wrapping the chain around his neck and squeezing and pulling until he doesn't move no more. But with this around his neck or his neck, he doesn't have the time for that. He says he can keep sending security and he'll keep taking him out one by one until he gives him what he wants. Joe walked out and says he beat him at Revolution. So he's been shoved down the championship ladder. He said Swerve still believes that the impossible is possible and that if he stands toe-to-toe with him, he can box with a god. He says it spreads so much that the fans, with their sad lives, think maybe he can be a champion too. He said that's sweet and fun until someone like him shows up and smashes him in the face and takes everything that he has. He said it was with the realization that he knew exactly what to do with someone like him, which is to give him exactly what he wants. So before we got anything from Joe after that, Don Callis came out, and we got boos from all 8,000, 9,000, however many thousand people were there. Couldn't even hear fucking what Don Callis was saying. He got booed out of the building. He said it strikes him that when he's in Swerve's house, you just get to book yourself in a world title match. He said it strikes him that Swerve and Takeshita have the same number of wins as well, but Takeshita's undefeated outside the Don Callis family. So maybe he needs to give him a taste of what it's like to lose to the family. He said he'd like to teach him a lesson. He says it's not Swerve's house, but it's the Don Callis family house. He says he's burned the Don Callis family down to a crisp, or he will burn the Don Callis family down to a crisp, and he'll take on the Don Callis family and Takeshita. And then when he's done with Takeshi, he's coming for Joe. So that was basically a setup for next week. We get in Konosuke Takeshita versus Swerve Strickland, which, I mean, you got no fucking problem for me booking that match. Holy shit. But
That's going to be interesting.
But the one thing I do have a problem with, the AEW rankings, Jesse, have not been updated since February 10th. And we got Don Callis out there claiming that Takeshita is undefeated outside the Don Callis family, referencing wins and losses mattering on AEW television. How can wins and losses matter on AEW television when AEW hasn't really acknowledged them since February 10th? Why are we bringing them into storyline here?
You tell me, bruh.
I don't know, man.
They told us that the ranking system was going to be back new and improved.
Have they done away with it already?
Seems like someone's not keeping up on it, man. Whose job is that?
I don't know. Did they fall asleep? Did they get fired? Was Kevin Kelly a part of that?
Yeah.
Maybe he was the one who was...
Kevin Kelly's job.
Maybe it was Kevin Kelly's job. I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. It's a little sus, right?
Listen. I don't want to sit here and complain about a fucking Takeshita versus Swerve match because it's probably going to be a certified fucking classic. If they, which I'm sure they're going to get TV time, but I don't want to sit here and complain about it. But I got a very important question to ask: who loses? Clearly, Takeshita loses.
Yes.
Why are we putting Takeshita in a situation where he loses willingly to put someone else over to get a championship match? Shouldn't Takeshita be in a league of his own, doing what he's got to do, not losing?
He'll be protected, bro. Don't worry.
By what? A fuck finish?
That's up to creative to figure out, man. But I'm sure he'll be protected in defeat.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so. We'll see what happens there. But Don Callis walking out, pretending like the rankings mean something. Little humorous.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Main event time. We got Christian Cage, the TNT champion, defending that title against ex-best friend Adam Copeland in the main event. This was a great match. This was a main event that the show needed. Coming out of last week's show, I was kind of disappointed with the main event, but we got Mercedes. Can't complain. This was a pay-per-view level match on television, on their weekly television show. Two guys that know each other very well. Hardcore, we got blood, we got ladders, we got hockey sticks, we got a hockey fight, we got a hot crowd, we got handcuffs, we got the crazy, wild, fucking convoluted finish. I loved everything about this, bro. This was fucking great.
It was, dude. I mean, the environment, the crowd.
We got holy shit chants before the fucking match even started.
This is their Rock in Austin over in Toronto, man. They live for shit like this. To have these guys go at it again, they, for the most part, they thought they would never see these guys in the same ring again, ever. And now here it is right in front of them. This was their Bryan and Omega moment, it's a little heartwarming, we saw that I saw some of our friends there in the crowd, they were just taken aback by the response and everything, man. They sincerely enjoyed themselves, man. This was a pay-per-view type level feel.
I do have a problem, Christian. We got a problem, bro. We got a problem. Adam Copeland's in the ring, and the music died down and you hear the beautiful sounds of Alter Bridge, my favorite band. Metalingus being sung by the sold-out crowd in Toronto tonight, and all of a sudden Christian's music hits and then stops the serenade from the crowd. I got a problem.
Oh, what a dick. What a dick.
I was just getting into it, man. It warms my heart to hear Alter Bridge on national television, man, being sung by 8,000 people. It's like, oh, come on, bro. Really?
Who does this, man?
An asshole. I know a thing or two about an asshole, man, but Christian, he's the fucking asshole.
He's a certified asshole, man. I was watching it when it happened. I'm sitting there like, why'd they stop him from singing? The crowd was singing it. Why would Christian Cage stopped him from singing? What a dick. What a dick.
This was awesome. Holy shit chance to start the match. Before they even did anything, he looked for a spear, did Copeland right away. Cage bailed. Copeland went right after him. They spilled into the crowd. They had a legit fight in the penalty box in the arena tonight. Copeland took a Boston Bruins jersey off somebody and put it on Christian. He took a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey off somebody, put it on him, and they legitimately recreated a fucking hockey fight right there in the match. Absolutely great shit. Probably one of my favorite things that I've seen on pro wrestling television all year so far, and we're only 3 months in. Excellent stuff. They headed into a commercial break. During the picture-in-picture, normally I tune out during the picture-in-picture, but they were already fighting in the crowd, so I was wondering where they were going. They fought briefly in the women's restroom. Camera didn't go past the entrance, obviously. Both went back into the ringside area. After fighting in the back a little bit, things returned from break, and Copeland set up a ladder bridge, delivered a brutal sit-out slam on Christian. Copeland placed an open ladder upside down in the ring and dropped Cage midsection first on the upside-down ladder, man. That looked like it fucking sucked.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
So
how do these guys find something to do in a match involving a ladder that they haven't done before?
I don't know. It's tough to do, man. They've done everything. You talk about two guys that created the fucking ladder match. Yeah. Holy shit. Bryce Remsburg is there wearing gloves. Or he did put gloves on in the middle of the match because Copeland was bleeding. But he's got the microphone, and he's asking Cage if he wants to quit. He said no. Copeland set up a table against the barricade. Cage leapfrogged a spear and poked Copeland in the eye, posted Copeland against the steel post. Copeland now busted open. Cage flew off the top rope and hit crossbody through the table that was set up against the barricade. So we go back in the ring. Cage set up a ladder between the ropes and delivered a slingshot face first, with Copeland slowly saying he did not want to quit. Cage missed a frog splash. Copeland applied a crossface. Cage ripped at the head to break it up. Both guys got to their feet very slowly, went for a spear this time, or they both went for a spear, rather, at the same time, double down, and they went to another commercial break. So we get back. Copeland chased after Cage up the ramp. He tried to deliver snake eyes against the entrance ramp. Cage put on the brakes. Things are breaking down here on the stage. Copeland slingshotted Cage off the ramp to the floor. Copeland brought out a hockey goal and draped Cage across it before scoring a goal with Christian by throwing him into the hockey goal. Stumbling down the ramp here now, Copeland had his back turned. All of a sudden, Shayna Wayne appeared and hit him below the belt with a hockey stick right in the nuts. Cage broke the stick over Copeland's back. He continued assaulting him in the ring with the hockey stick. With the hockey stick now, he's driving it into his throat. Bryce Remsburg asked Copeland if he wanted to quit. We couldn't even hear his response. Everybody thought he was going to fade away and just pass out. He said no. Cage let go. He went for something underneath the ring. He pulls out some chairs and then one wrapped in barbed wire. Cage wanted a concerto with the barbed wire, but Copeland moved. So both tried a kill switch on the barbed wire chair, but spun out, and Copeland hit a crossface with a broken hockey stick. Copeland started to choke out Cage with the hockey stick when all of a sudden Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus made the save, kill switch. They held Copeland for Shayna, who slapped Copeland until Matt Menard and Danny Garcia made the save. Copeland delivered an Impaler DDT on Luchasaurus onto the barbed wire steel chair. He sent Nick to the floor with Luchasaurus. Copeland set up a ladder and hit a huge crossbody off the top of the ladder to Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne on the outside. They were eventually handcuffed in each corner. Nick Wayne was handcuffed, could not move. Luchasaurus was handcuffed, he could not move. Shayna Wayne, she was surrounded by everybody, and she bailed, leaving Christian all alone. And then both Matt Menard and Danny Garcia handcuffed Christian Cage. So all of the patriarchy now cannot move. They are trapped. Cage, he was handcuffed in the corner, and Copeland went for his spike underneath the ring. Copeland repeatedly kicked Cage below the belt several times. He took the 2x4 spike and hit Cage below the belt again. And then Cage refused to quit. Even after that, Copeland looked for one final shot to the forehead. He lifted the 2x4 up, and Cage quit before Copeland brought the hammer down, and he won the TNT Championship. Confetti poured in the ring. Copeland then flipped off every one of the patriarchy before the end of Dynamite came to a close. I thought this was a little campy towards the end, a little overbooked, but I'm going to look past all that shit because this is exactly what needed to happen, and this is going to play, like we said, into the bigger story here where Christian's going to blame everybody else, and everybody else is going to leave, and he's going to be left all alone with nobody. Exactly what Copeland thought was going to happen, and now he's the TNT champion. Jesse, where do we see all of this going from here with him as champion?
I don't know. Did you hear the Beth chants?
I did.
And
Beth, I believe, is under a Legends deal with WWE.
That's bullcrap, man. Yeah. I figured that might happen. I figured she wasn't going to be able to come because she's under a Legends deal. The Legends deal is turning out to be a complete handcuff.
Yeah.
It sucks, dude. I don't know what these guys are getting paid to be under a Legends deal. If it's significant enough, fine. Forget everything I'm saying. But on the other end of it, you just completely handcuffed them from going out and doing fucking cool shit like going out and having a spot on AEW TV. But I don't know. I digress. To be honest with you, man, with Copeland as champion, I'm not quite sure what they do with him as champion. I was enjoying Christian being the obnoxious fucking heel champion. So what Copeland plans on doing with it, I don't know. Like what? A fighting champion? I mean, what's he gonna do? He doesn't wrestle on a regular basis. You know, I'm a little bit confused as to what they do with him as champion going forward. If I'm being honest.
I really don't know. I don't. Maybe he gives another title shot to Danny Garcia. Maybe I could see him giving him another shot there after what we got at the pay-per-view. Maybe he goes to the Undisputed Kingdom. I don't know. I thought it was just me thing. I was sitting there thinking about it like all night. Like what going forward? What are we doing here? He's not a full-time competitor, but he don't have to be. But at the same time, right now, I don't want to see him feud with anybody but Christian Cage. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I just want to see them. I want to see them fight until they become a tag team eventually. Basically, man, I want to see these guys fight for fucking ever. I don't know what they do with this, man. But whatever he does with it going forward, all I see is Christian Cage interfering and getting involved in it all over again. Like I said, this feud is not over by a long shot.
No, it's only beginning now. I don't know what they do with him as TNT champion, but I'm very intrigued about where they go and if they do come back together as Edge and Christian, quote unquote. Yeah. That's the part of the story that I want to see play out. But you know, he was always going to get his comeuppance, Christian. He was always going to lose here, and Copeland was going to go over.
We didn't really inevitable. You know?
We didn't. That's why I even made it an assumption potentially when we did the Revolution post. Like I thought they were going to give the title to Danny Garcia because I didn't think this match needed it. I didn't think this match needed the title. I thought it was just about proving him wrong and having everybody leave Christian. But now we're looking at Copeland as the TNT champion. That's the only thing out of the show that I'm having a genuinely tough time questioning. So we'll see what happens there. But, you know, all in all, a great show. 3 weeks in a row, great show. Everything just seems to be flowing for AEW television. This is the most excited I've been about their television since CM Punk came back from an 8-year retirement. And I think just everything, they're doing everything right. You know, it's not perfect, by any stretch of the imagination, because nothing is.
We don't want perfection.
We don't want perfect, but the subtle changes. Tony's listening to the fans. They're applying the feedback and the criticisms. This has been the best 3 weeks of television in the last few years of this show. Easy. And if you don't see it, you're not watching. Jesse and I watch. I watch intently every week. I think this is the best that they've been in at least the last 2.5, 3 years. Easy.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, I look forward to Wednesdays, and I don't say, "Oh God, here we go."
Yeah,
let's see what this one is. This time, I'm like, man, I want to see what happens this time. You know what I'm saying? This is good. They're on a nice little streak. I think that's the best way to label it. It's a nice little streak. All right, it's 3 in a row. If they put up a dud next week, it's fine. All right, the roof is not caving in. It's fine. Again, we don't expect perfection. I would love perfection, but I don't expect it. I mean, I expect a normal flow of television. So, we said we got about a month out from the next pay-per-view.
Yeah,
that gives us a solid 4 weeks to set up the pay-per-view. You've already started laying the seeds for everything. The tag team tournament is about to pick up speed pretty soon here.
Yep,
the women are about to explode at any moment. Things are actually looking on the up and up for AEW right now.
Quickly going over Rampage. I'm not going to get into the breakdown of everything that happened here. The Orange Cassidy Trent Beretta versus Powerhouse Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher in the tag team title tournament wild card. This was great stuff. I thought this match was great. Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta win. I thought Hobbs and Fletcher should have won it. That's just me. Jesse, did you watch Collision on Saturday?
I did not.
They got the infantry.
I had a lot of family stuff going on.
The infantry with Sean Dean beat the House of Black to advance in the tag team title tournament.
Well, I got one question and it has one word in it.
Why? Oh, because Mark Briscoe helped the infantry out.
No, I mean, like, why is the House of Black not being pushed in this tournament?
I don't know. Malachi was nowhere out there with them, by the way.
There is something just so odd and weird going on with the House of Black, including Malachi. Everyone there except Julia Hart.
You guys also want to know why Tony's signing to so much money, all these big free agents? Because he knows he's losing a good chunk of people when their time is up. Malachi and Buddy Matthews are 2 of them.
Probably.
Miro's another one. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, another 2. Sammy Guevara potentially gone. Jericho. The old guard of AEW guys is. Thanks for coming, man. We don't need you. We don't need you no more. You know?
Dude, look at this asshole.
Who? What is he doing?
My dog.
I thought the tag team match was great. I thought Hobbs and Fletcher should have won it. Young Buck's going to win the tournament anyway. It's just a foregone conclusion. Then with the tag team titles and Okada with the Continental title, that's the picture you want to present. That's where they're going with that. Konosuke Takeshita beat Rocky Romero. Nothing there. Just another victory for Takeshita. Katsuyori Shibata, he beat a jobber. And then Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale had a great street fight with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Some really wicked shit in that match. Thumbtacks. We got some blood. We got a huge Death Valley driver from Willow to Sky Blue on the 2 tables that were set up on the outside. We got a fucking code blue from Sky Blue on who did she deliver it on? Willow on the outside on the announce table.
On the announce table.
Oh my goodness, ladies killed it. They're fucking crazy, but. Look at this fucking guy. Oh, my God.
This fucking guy, dude.
Oh, boy.
Man,
the ladies in AEW, man, I tell you, when they're asked to go out there and do something like this, they do it.
But again, with the fucking thumbtacks.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to see any more thumbtacks for the rest of the year in AEW.
The same thing every week, man.
Put Legos in the bag. Something. Just no more thumbtacks, man.
I don't know.
Jeez.
Thank you guys for stopping by tonight, man. Over 2,100 people in here. A little later than normal, but a little abnormal that we got a live Rampage to follow Dynamite tonight. So,
yeah.
If you guys have not caught the live stream tonight, it's always going to be available. Catch up on Thursday. It'll be on iTunes tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no collision this Saturday.
No. Thank you guys very much. Tonight's show is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped.com. Code SCRIPT20 at checkout. 20% off and free shipping. Go get yourself some good products over at Manscaped. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. And please hit that thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. See, this one guy here, man. In regards to Britt's comment, JD don't start. One guy, I was only looking for clarification. I wasn't blaming anyone. And I believed it was fake moments after I posted it. One guy who doesn't follow me, Jeremy A. Baltimore, he says, time and place, homie. Time and place. Need to learn that brand new skill of reading the room. So I replied, I don't need any new skills. I didn't report it. He replied back, sure, Jan, keep thinking that. Did I report it? Did I report it?
Jan? How old is this guy?
I don't know. But clearly he's a half-witted fucking moron. I didn't report it.
This guy in the chat is so freaking sick of Mercedes. He's been here 2 weeks.
If you're sick of Mercedes already, man, I'm going to have to ask you to get the fuck out.
Been
Seriously.
here 2 weeks.
She's
fickle.
Here. She hasn't even gotten up to the counter to order a fucking coffee yet.
She hasn't even had a match.
That sounds like a you problem, whoever that is.
Fickle.
Seriously. By the way, I'm going to block this guy because that just pisses me off.
She hasn't even had a match. It's not at the bell ring.
I need to read the room, bro. I'm going to block. Who is this guy? Let me block this guy. I got to read the room. Sure. Sure thing, guy. Sure thing, man.
Fucking people.
We're gonna get into the super chats in just a second. Let me block this guy on social media. Goodbye. Get out of my comment section. Yeah. Billy Sizane. He was number one tonight. Billy. OTS Family Rules. $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Michael Krause. Good evening, JD and Jesse. Hope all is well. And he says the war to be number one in the venue is heating up. Oh, my goodness. You guys are crazy. Vinny with a $4.99. It only took 1 week for the crowd to not care a lick about Mercedes or the women. Tough scene. Also, Willow can't even hold a chair correctly. Vinny, are you sure you're watching the same show as we are?
I mean, okay. Thank you for the super chat.
What are we talking about here, Vinny? What are we talking about?
Thank you for the super chat.
MGM with a $1.99. MGM ballin'. That super chat went 0 for 10 last night.
What?
Lord J with a 2. I already can't wait for next Wednesday. Vinny with a $4.99. Although I didn't like the Open to Dynamite, that tag match at the end of Rampage was incredible. But you just said the women got no reaction. And nobody cares a lick about the women. Yeah, same guy.
Same guy.
Same guy.
You know what I mean? Fickle.
PD Shaw with a 37 months. Great show and the best team on Wednesday. OTS for life. Thank you, brother. A bad seed called Sash, 19 months. Juice Robinson was seen for a couple of seconds in the Bullet Club segment, walking behind Jay. I did not see that because I wasn't really watching Rampage all that intently tonight because we meant to cover just Dynamite. But if Juice is coming back, man, good for them.
There, why not put him on TV though?
Set the match up for the pay-per-view and get the titles off of the Acclaim to put them on Bullet Club. Simple. Tommy Brennigan with 26 months. To JD and Jesse, the whole OTS family, I want to thank you for all the love and support and prayers for me and my family through this tough week. Tommy, we got you, brother. Be well, man.
Been a rough week.
Yeet with a 199. You need to change that AEW Dynamite background. Do I?
Why?
Why do I need to change it?
Because he said so?
Because the logo is different?
Maybe. Oh, maybe, I guess.
Sourrex, we need some updates, bro. Tenario with a 9.99. What's up, JD and Jesse? I haven't been on here in a while since my grandpa passed away, but it's good to be back. Tenario, I am very sorry to hear that, brother. Thoughts with your family? Tribal Chief with the $2 super chat. I don't care. AEW, WWE, if the show's good, I'm watching, pal. That's all that matters, bro. You like what you like. Watch what you like. Golden Boy with 29 months. Great job as always, fellas. I enjoyed AEW tonight. They got me intrigued, and that's all you can ask for. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, man.
J Ray, a 5, a 2, and a 2. Get rid of Rampage altogether. Create a roster split. And move Collision to mid-Saturday afternoons from 5 to 7 p.m. instead of Saturday nights. Bro, nobody's watching at 5 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. What are you, crazy? The Continental title is the Triple Crown title. Sure. Sure it is. Where are the other 3 titles? Can we get a JD, Andrew, and Jesse Dynasty review? No. How many times do I have to tell you? Drew does not like covering the shows the way that I do it. Okay? Stop. Trevor. My guy Trevor. 1999. My 21st birthday was today, the 20th. 2 drinks for the both of y'all on me. Trevor. Thank you, brother. I need birthday cake emojis in the chat from my guy Trevor. Trevor got me this beautiful Braves hat that I'm wearing right now, and I wear on every stream. 2 Braves fans before opening day in about a week and a half. Thank you, Trevor. Thomas with a $5 super chat. How long will Tony Khan punish Jack Perry? AEW missed an opportunity to blur the lines with a feud between Perry and Punk. Hashtag real glass. JD Jesse, Xbox or PS5? PS5. How long would Tony Khan punish Jack Perry? I don't know if... Listen, I don't know what Tony Khan thinks of Jack Perry, nor do I fucking care, man. Jack Perry is where Jack Perry needs to be. Simple. And like Jesse said a couple of weeks ago, when Jack Perry gets back to television, place him in the Young Bucks Okada faction. Simple.
What opportunity did he miss to put him in a feud with Punk? I mean, they blew up and Punk was gone. Where was that window? What are you talking about?
Jack Perry realistically should have been fired, and Punk should have handled it a little bit better. Maybe he'd still be here. Ever think about that?
I think a suspension was the right call. I think putting them in New Japan was also the right call. I think bringing them back when the time is right.
In a perfect world, Punk should have been a professional, and he should have went to Tony Khan and say, yo, boss, this guy's got to get fired. And Tony Khan should have fired Jack Perry, and he should have kept CM Punk on the roster.
If anybody here, we have, almost 2,000 people here. So I'm pretty sure someone here is listening who has a job that is in a position of management or a supervisor. And if one of the people that you are in charge of decides to not do what you asked them to do, I'm pretty sure that your recourse is not to start a physical fight with them. There's a process. You do write-ups. You go to your superiors. You do what you're supposed to do. You're disciplinary. But you are out of line when you start a fight with someone just because you're in management and they're not. That's not how it works, bro.
I don't know. Yeah, Punk wanted out anyway, so it's probably just a moot point.
Want it out. Want it out, man. Look at him. He's happy over there in the East.
He's happy, man. He's happy. You know, listen, man, I'd be happy, too, if I'm hanging around Nikita Lyons and fucking Cora Jade every week.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, the guys at NXT shaking pictures with all of the fucking girls out there.
Listen, man, what am I complaining about? I'm hanging out with Roxanne Perez and fucking Cora Jade every weekend at the Performance Center, man. Who gives a shit? Honestly.
I heard he's feuding with Booker T. I don't know what the fuck he's doing over there.
Booker T's an idiot. Thomas, thank you, brother. J-Ray with a 5. Jericho can do whatever he wants. He's doing his job of putting over younger talent. What Jericho has done for AEW is incredible. Y2J is the GOAT. I don't know where you are getting that we don't know that.
I don't know.
Thank you for expressing your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm James with a $10 super chat. Being there live tonight, I never realized how amazing Ospreay's entrance music truly is. The crowd chanting Ospreay with the music gives me goosebumps. Copeland's entrance also never gets old. Of course not. It's Alter Bridge. Ospreay's got everything working for him, man. He's the ace of AEW. Anthony Hayes with a $4.99. Hey, JD, Jesse, your opinion on a Dynamite show with just showcasing the young talent instead of veterans, like Jesse said with Wayne and Hook.
You don't have enough young talent to do a 2-hour show.
No.
With nothing but the young talent. But yeah, I would showcase them a little bit more where I can on the show, sure.
Thomas with a $5 super chat. Will AEW offer service like WWE for PLEs? It's getting expensive. WWE chef Nick Aldis wrestle. Your thoughts? Yes, they are going to a streaming service, Thomas, soon, hopefully. And Nick Aldis apparently is going to have surgery on something. Apparently he got injured doing something, so he's going to be off TV even in his commissioner role. So he won't be back in the ring. Maybe this year he'll be out. It's a pretty serious injury. I don't know. It was something.
He was fine when he left TNA.
Let me see. Nick Aldis set to undergo surgery. This is from PW Insider. On his arm. Torn bicep.
I don't know. When the fuck that happened?
Maybe it happened working out. Who knows? Thank you, Thomas. J. Ray with a 5. AEW's ranking system under new rules will now be updated between pay-per-views instead of weekly. After every pay-per-view, there will be a refresh for new storylines. Okay. I wish somebody would have let us know that.
Maybe Aldis was in a room next to Punk and he got injured via osmosis or something.
I don't know. Jason Lashley with a 15 in Super Chat. JD, your pal Fake Mega Man from Pokemon Go. Hope you are well. Heading home from the shows. Atmosphere was great. Toronto always shows up. WWE is hot and AEW is picking up some speed. Shout out Jesse. Edge is king. Still waving the JD and Drew for Money in the Bank 2024 flag. How about Jesse now? JD, your boy, took the Braves to make some noise this season. Here's hoping.
Guys, when I got on this stream tonight, I opened the email link that JD sends me to do the stream.
Yeah.
And when I opened it, normally it waits for him to let me in the call, in the StreamYard call, until he accepts it. But sometimes it glitches out and I can see and hear everything he's doing. This motherfucker was listening to Pokemon videos when I logged into the stream tonight.
Listen, man, I'm getting ready for a big event that's happening in Pokemon Go. Do you mind?
Fucking
Jason, thank you, brother. I'll be probably jumping into that Zarude special research, man, for Pokemon Go, but I don't really want to pay $8 for it.
$8.
$8 for
how much is that Dark Horse again?
$102,000.
Okay. But if it was $102,008, it would have been too much.
Too much, man.
All right,
Too much. Lewis with a $1.99. No cigar tonight. Just listening to a great show. Thank you, bro. Can't be smoking that every night, brother. Francis Loop with a $2 super chat. He says, test.
One of my favorite Attitude Era guys.
Okay.
Test.
Will Chisholm with a $5 super chat. The crazy thing is AEW is having a slick roster split to keep Punk and the Bucks apart from each other. We can do it now. Yeah, I guess. If you want to think that way, for sure. They did have a roster split because Punk wanted Collision all to himself. He wanted the talent that he wanted on Collision. Was it a real roster split? No. No.
Yeah, he even sent wrestlers home that he didn't want there.
Yeah. I don't know. A roster split is what I think they need. For sure. Anyway,
Bro,
guys.
they can't even get this fucking ranking system down packed. You want to put them on a roster split?
I don't know, man. I'd like to see it, but AEW's produced great television, and we are on a winning streak, guys. 3 weeks in a row. So great stuff from Tony Khan and company. We're looking forward to next week and 4 weeks till AEW Dynasty. But next time you see me live will be on Friday. I'll be live after SmackDown. which has been very mid lately, even with Dwayne being there. But I'll have some more content tomorrow, man. We got some news. We got some Mauro Ranallo news. Uh-oh.
Bro, I watched the Rock segment on SmackDown. Man, that was so goddamn good.
Yeah.
That was so good. I haven't seen that Rock in a long time. That was so good.
Yeah. Francis Lou with a $5 super chat. I was expecting Sky Blue to bleed like Adam Copeland did, but I know she would bleed nonetheless. Love you, sick fuck chance on Sky Blue. Yeah, Sky Blue, man. Give her some props. She's doing great. Guys, thank you so very much for all your support. Please hit that thumbs up. Support the show via the thumbs up. Helps me out tremendously. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smart. If you guys want to go follow Jesse on his YouTube channel, click the name down in the description. Click his link. It's right there. It'll take you to his YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button over there. And make sure you guys go check out all the other videos on the channel. Plenty of it on my end. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow with more right here on Off the Script. Until then, guys, have a great Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow.